Hi everyone, my name is Andreea and today I will present the paper named Constructing a Composite Indicator for Measuring the Socio-economic Development of a State using Principal Components Analysis and Machine Learning Classification Models. As an introduction, in recent times, composite indicators have become crucial for evaluating the level of progress and development of a country, a process encouraged by the European Union's constant changes in initiatives and legislation. This paper aims to build a composite indicator that describes the socio-economic development of a state by identifying 5 fields of activity that can be assimilated as sources of economic growth. The methodologies used will be principal components analysis, machine learning classifiers, cluster analysis, and ensemble models. Regarding the methodology and data, the first stage in building the model will be constructing the dataset and the 5 axes of development. The first one will be the population, and it will contain 20 variables related to the demographic evolution, unemployment, poverty, and the natural population movement. The second one will be the information society, and it will also contain 20 variables related to the information and energy performance, budget allocations, and research investments, as well as internet use and access. The third one will be the macroeconomic aggregation that will contain 17 variables that describe the production capacity of a country by integrating macroeconomic indicators such as investments and price indicators. The fourth one will be the international trade relations that will contain 12 variables that describe the volume of imports and exports, including high-tech trade. The last one will be the social services that will contain 14 variables that describe a state from the perspective of 3 major sectors of activity: education, health, and social protection. The data was retrieved from World Bank data and Eurostat, and the analysis was carried out for the year 2019 and the 27 member states of the European Union. The next step will be applying the principal components analysis for each of the 5 axes. After the application, a total of 12 new sub-indicators were obtained from the 87 initial variables using the factor correlation matrix for each axis. For the population axis, we will have 3 new sub-indicators named the natural movement, the life risk, and the population activity. For the information society, we will have 2 new components, the information and energy capacity and internet deficiency. For the macroeconomic aggregation, we will have 3 new components, the production and investment capacity and the foreign investment and productivity and the prices stability. And for the international trade relations, we will have 2 new sub-indicators, namely the commercial capacity in the European Union and the technological trade deficiency. Last but not least, for the social services axis, we will have 2 new sub-indicators named the social and health budget and the educational capacity. In the construction of the composite indicator, the coefficients of importance are attributed based on the eigenvalues, normalized so that their sum equals 1. The weights are calculated as the ratio between the number of variables included in each axis per the total number of variables included in the analysis. The General Development Index, GDI, will be determined by the weighted sum of the 5 sub-indicators. A classification variable, development level, will also be constructed based on the GDI values. If the GDI is greater than 1, then the states will be classified as highly developed. If the GDI is under -0.75, then the states will be classified as underdeveloped, and all of the other states will fall into the medium category. Regarding the results, after applying the steps described above, we have obtained the values for the 5 sub-indicators, the composite index, and the classification variable for the 27 member states included in the analysis. Each of the 5 sub-indicators will show a different type of development as follows: demographic and material, informational and energy, macroeconomic, international trade, and social services. The results can be seen in Table 1, and Germany will be the top performer for each of the 5 sub-indicators as well as for the GDI. Cluster analysis will be used to group the member states of the European Union considering the 12 constructed indicators, the 5 sub-indicators, and the GDI composite index. To visualize the results, a cluster dendrogram has been made. Germany will be removed from the analysis, being identified as an outlier. However, it will belong to the group of highly developed states. The map distribution of clusters can be seen in Figure 1. Last but not least, a confusion matrix will be computed to show the differences between the model classification and the cluster analysis. For the machine learning classifiers, 5 supervised learning algorithms will be applied to predict the belonging of states to a certain development category. The same dataset will be used, consisting of the 17 sub-indicators, while the dev variable will be considered the classification variable. All algorithms will be implemented in the R environment, and having few observations, the test set will consist of only 10% of the original set. The performance of the classifiers will be analyzed considering the confusion matrix, the general accuracy, and the misclassification rate. After applying all 5 algorithms, 2 methods will register a maximum accuracy: naive Bayes and support vector machines. The decision tree method is one of the least performant, so we will use ensemble models to improve the results. Reaching the ensemble models, we will use 2 main methods: bagging and boosting. The first one will be a method that generates multiple versions of the same predictor to obtain an aggregate predictor that reduces variance and minimizes overfitting. The algorithms used will be random forest and tree bag. For the boosting method, this one will combine multiple prediction models with modest results in order to successfully reduce data bias and avoid overfitting. The algorithm used will be C50. As a conclusion, all ensemble models have improved significantly the result obtained by applying the decision tree algorithm, so they can be considered efficient with an accuracy of 100%. Reaching the conclusions, it has been extensively demonstrated throughout this paper that composite indicators can be a relevant framework for defining and describing the socio-economic development. With their computational power and their potential to reduce the dimensionality of several datasets, composite indicators are changing the way we understand the overall economic performance. Given the complex institutional context of the current times, the existence of clear evaluation grids for country performance remains a priority for both academic and political stakeholders. More than that, the socio-economic development presents a high degree of vulnerability to external factors that the composite indicators, together with data analysis techniques, can tackle as an effective modeling tool for complex problems that cannot be otherwise easily measured. Thank you for listening.